everyone, welcome to the class. Today sessions we will see runtime system. It is the UGC NET exam syllabus as given. So first topic has given storage organization. In the organized way, how to store the data. These things we will see in this diagram. So first has given code. The generated target code. Here in the code places we will store the data in the target code. Target code, that means whenever we will compile it, before the compilations we have a source code. Source code, that means our program. Program is called a source code, and this code we will convert to the target code whenever we will complete all the phases of the compiler. So source code convert to the target code, and then target code will be stored in the code area. And it is fixed in a size as a compile time. It is fixed, that means that code is fixed as in the size way, and as in a compile time. In the compile time it will be fixed. Now static data object will be stored. Now stack is a counterpart of the control stack to keep track of the procedure in the activation. Keep track, just like this is the state, and here we are storing the data 0 places 1, 2, 3 like this. We are storing the data. Whenever we will remove it, so that times which one? Here push the data from the down and pop the data from the above. That means push and pop. Whenever we entering the data, that is push up and then push, and whenever we remove the data, that is called pop it. So pop, how we will pop it? First in, first out. This places in this stack we are following first in, first out. That means this is the first in, and suppose 0 places I am storing A, and then afterwards now I want to store B. Okay, now I want to remove it B. So that times whatever data I have stored now, this one first we will remove it. So that is the first in, first out. This one here we are entering first, and then after second. Now it is first. Now it is first. That is why it is out first. So it is first in, first out. We are following in the stack. Then after heap. Heap is also storing the data, and it is the interlink between these part to these part. Code stack linked between two heaps. So this is why interconnections. So it is this diagram is a subdivision of runtime memory into code and data areas. We are storing here code and data, and it is the subdivision, that means divide. It is division as given. Which part we will storing the code, which part will storing the static data, stack, then heap. So this is the procedure. So this is the storage organization. Then afterwards next topic is given activation record. Now we will see activation record. Now we will see activation record. This is the second topic. Information needed by a single execution of a procedure. Single execution, that means we need in the program in the single execution. It is managed by using a contiguous. Contiguous, that means, wait, I change the color. Contiguous, that means continue. Continue block of storage. Continuous block of storage called an activation record. This is the continuous block. It is called an activation record or frame. Activation record, another's name is frame. Maybe in the exams will ask, what is the other's name of activation record? That is frame. Consisting of the collection of fields. Activation record is the collection of fields. These are the fields: returned value, actual parameters, optional control link, optional access link, saved machine status, local data, temporaries. These are the fields. These are the fields, and these are the collections of fields. Then it is called the activation records or frames. And what is the activation record? It is the whenever we are information. This information, that means in a program needed by single execution. Whenever we program execute it, so that times it is a single execution. If it is given by a, then it is called a activation record. Now we will go Number one is temporaries values. Then we'll go up. We will go bottom to up. So then first is temporaries. Temporaries, that means temporaries values will be stored in. Evaluation of expression as stored. Evaluation of expression, that means whatever temporaries values are there, it will be stored in the evaluation of expressions are stored in the temporaries values. Whatever expressions are given, just like s equal to a plus b, these are the expression. These expressions of the evaluation, that means whenever we will solve it, and then these expressions stored in the temporaries values. Why temporaries values? In the, and then afterward temporaries values, that means in the 3 address code we needed the temporaries value. Now local data holds local data to an execution of a procedure. It is holding the local data, that means temporaries variable, just like s equal to, here is 3 variables is given. Even also whenever we will convert to the 3 address code, these codes, so that times what we will do, t1 equal to a plus b, then this value stored, a plus b's data will store in the t1, then write s equal to t1, so this one will be copied. So that is why local data holds local data, that is temporaries data. Datas will be whole, and here temporaries values, that means t1 stored the a plus b's value. Now local data holds local data to an execution of a procedures. Local data, here values we are storing, and local data, that means t1, t2, like this. These are the local data we are storing in the local data. Now saved machine status. Saved machine status, that is hold the information about the state of the machine. It is the information about the state of the machine just before the procedure is called. Whenever we are not calling the procedure, that means before the procedure calls, we are saved in the information of the machine, state of the machine. That means what is the machine status. This one will stored in the machine, saved machine status before the procedure call. Still now we are before the procedures we are going. Now optional access link. Access link, that means we are linked. So it is access link is referred to non-local data. Non-local data, that means SAB. These are the non-local data. And local data, this is the T1 is the local data. Temporary value. We are taking, programs has not given anything. So that is why refer to non-local data held in other activation record. That means non-local data SAB, this one stored in the other activation record. This is the optional access link. Now optional control link, that means control the data. It is points to the activation record of the caller. It is pointed to the, that is controlling points to the activation record of the caller. Okay, so it is the pointed to the activation record of the caller. Whenever caller is calling this data, this process, so that times activation of the caller. Now actual parameters, that is SAB. It is used by the calling procedure. SAB, it is used by the calling procedure to supply parameters. Parameter, that means parameters to the called procedure. Parameters, to supply the parameters to the called procedure. That means whenever calling the here caller is there, and here called procedures is there. Called procedures. So whenever calling procedure to supply which one? Parameters. Parameters whenever will supply to whom? To procedure, to called procedure. Now returned value. It is used by the called procedure to return a value to the calling procedure. That here we have returned the value to whom? Calling procedure. We are return the value to the calling procedure. Again you will see temporaries values. Temporary values evaluated of the expression, and values will be stored in the temporaries value. Local data, it is stored in the, it is hold the local data, that is temporaries data. Now saved machine status. Here in the machine status, it will be give the information about of the machine. Now optional access link, it is the non-local data storage. Optional control link, it is the activation record of the caller. And now actual parameters, it is calling procedures to supply the parameters to the called procedure. Now return the value VAR, that means called a procedure, return the value to calling procedure. So this is the activation record, and this diagram is called general activation record. Now we will see what is given in the next topic, activation tree. Now we will see activation tree. Now we will see activation record. Activation record, flow of control. Whenever we are constructing a activation tree, that means one is main node, and this node has a source. This is the main node, that is root node, and then root node connecting to the left also, then center also, right also, and every node connected to the main, and then afterwards like this. This is the activation tree, and it is calling by the procedure. So flow of control. This is the flow of control, and this is the flow of control among procedures during the execution of a program. So whenever we will execute of the program, that times we need the procedures calls. Procedures calls by the activation tree. This is the easiest method. That means first we call to the root node, and root node connected to the other node, and you can say that it is the child node, and this is it's not compulsory about that left or right like this, okay, and it is flow between one node to the other node. So this is the activation tree. So what is the activation tree? Has 2 points. First is control flow sequentially. That means whenever we are following flow, the control flow like this, and it should be the sequential, just like if I call in the, suppose this is A, B, C, D. If I call D, so then I go A to B and then afterwards D. This is the sequential format. That is the execution of a program consists of a sequence of steps. This is the sequence of steps. This is the one step and this is the second steps here. Now, number 2, each execution of a procedure, whenever we execute of the one procedure, every procedure starts at the beginning. That means root node, beginning of the procedure body. We will start from the root node. This is the execution body, beginning of the procedure body, and eventually returns control to the point immediately following the place where the procedure was called. That is, immediately will follow the, if I call D, so that I will start from A, and A to going B, A to going B, and then afterwards B to D. So this is the sequential steps, and this is the immediately each execution of a project starts at the beginning. That means this is the beginning, this is the starting node, beginning of the procedure body. We are proceeding, and eventually returns control to the point immediately following the place, following the which place, B, and then afterwards D, place where the procedure was called. We are calling to the D, so that is the procedure called. This means the flow control between procedure can be depicted by using the activation trees. That means whenever we are calling the procedures call, that means this is the last, this is the called, okay, procedures called. So that one between of the procedures can be depicted by the tree. This is the activation tree. It is the sequential and flow of control connecting between one node to the other node and the sequential. This is the main important of the activation tree. Now we will see stack allocation. Now we will see stack allocation. Stack allocation, that means in the stacks we are storing the allocated now here. Otherwise we can store the data in the stack. This is called the stack. Now how to allocate it? So whenever a new activation begins, this is the beginning, begins, activation record, AR4 activation records is pushed onto the sticks. That means whenever new activation is begin, then we'll post the data here in the first stack to the stack, and whenever activation ends, that means suppose now in this stack I am entering the data A, then afterwards B, that means entering the data, that means push the data. We are storing the data into the stack, and whenever procedures is ends, that means whenever we will remove it data, so that times we will pop it, that means first B will come out and then afterwards A will come out, and whenever we will entering the data, that means A will come and B will come. So this is the stack allocation. So thus stack grows and shrink with the chain of function call. It is the whenever growing the stack allocation, yes, shrink the stack allocation, that time it is the function chain of function call. It is the chain of function call. A, then after B and C, where first B will remove and then afterwards A. That is the stack allocation. Now we will see parameter passing. Parameter passing is the next topic. When one procedure calls another, parameter passing already we have seen in the activation records in the parameter passing. Whenever one procedure calls to another procedure calls, suppose A calling to B, and by the activation tree also we have seen in the root node first will go, and then afterwards in the child node, then afterwards like this. Okay, so when one procedure calls to another, the usual method of communication, it is the communication between them is through non-local names. Non-local names we have seen already in the activation records diagram. Non-local names, that means it is the already in the evaluation of the expressions as given, just like S equal to A plus B. This is the already programs as written. So SAB is a non-local data. Non-local names and through parameters of they are called procedures. Non-local names, parameters called procedures. So this is the non-local names. Whenever we are parameter passing, that means whenever procedures calls to the another procedure, so that times it is the method of communication between them to the non-local names. Now here 4 types is given to the parameter passing. Whenever we are passing the parameter, that times 4 types is given. First, call by value. We are calling by the value, just like x equal to A, and then A equal to B, and then temporary variable equal like this. So that is the this value storing to the x. So that is the call by value. Now call by reference. That means by the reference we are calling by the reference. That means in the memory address something is there in the another. So call by reference, another name is call by address or call by location. Why location? Yeah, call by address because we are calling the address whenever we are calling to the reference. That means suppose I am calling to A and A is storing somewhere. So that times we are calling to the address of A. So that is the call by reference. Now copy restore. Copy and restore. Copy restore method is called hybrid between call by value and call by reference. It is the hybrid, that which is merged between call by value and call by reference. Copy restore, another name is copy in, copy out. Copy in, copy out, or value result. This is the another name of copy restore. That means we are copying it and then we are storing somewhere. This is the restore. Call by names. Call by names, we are calling by the name. Here we are calling by the value. Here we are calling by the, just like temporary equal to I. We are not taking the values. Here x equal to A, that means A's data sum, suppose 6. So that we are calling x equal to A, that means A's value. Here we are calling by the name. So then temporary equal to I, then I equal to A of I and A of I equal to temporary. This is the calling by name. So this is the parameter passing. And one last topic is left. It is the symbol table. Now we will see symbol table. Symbol table, that means in the phases of compiler we are storing the data and we are fetch the data also. That is why we used for the symbol table. Symbol table mechanism must allow us to add new entries. Add new entry, that means in the symbol tables we have seen data type and terminal variables we are storing with the size also we are storing. So this is the symbol table. We are storing data type, terminal variable and size of the data. So this is the symbol table, and symbol table mechanism must allow us to add new entries. It is allow us to add new entries and find the existing entries. Add a new entry, that means whenever phases of compiler we have seen in the front end data. Front end data, that means we are storing to the, that means entering the data to the symbol table. Back end data we are fetching the data. From the intermediate code we are fetching the data from the symbol table. So this is the meaning. Symbol table has two types, linear list and hash table. Linear list is simplest to implement. It is the simplest to implement, but performance is poor. How? When entries and inquiries get large. When, that means when the big table size are there, that means whenever entries are large and inquiries are large, that times it is performance is poor. So that times we require the hash table. Hash table, it is provided better performance than linear list. So this is the easiest method to the symbol method. Symbol table, always remember that we are storing the data and fetching the data. Storing the data till before the intermediate code. Before the intermediate code, whenever you will see in the phases of compiler, that will first will come logical analysis, then syntax analysis, then semantic analysis. These three places we are storing the data to the symbol table. Then intermediate code generator and code optimization. These three places we are fetching the data from the symbol table. This is the meaning of the symbol table. Symbol table has two types. One is linear list, another one is hash table. Linear list is easy to implement, but it is the poor performance when our enquiries and entries are large. When enquiries and entries, that means size of, that means data should be the large, entering the data is large, so that time it is the poor performance. It will give you the hash table, it is better performance than linear list. So this is the symbol table, and this is the complete of the runtime system. Runtime systems I have completed. Next sessions we will see code generation and code optimizations. Thank you.